Hello, it's Jared here from OzPitMasters and HowLowCanYouSlow.com. Today we are doing another how-to video and we're showing you how to smoke a rack of lamb ribs. Now lamb is a little bit different to other ribs in that it's a lot more delicate, and we're going to have to do some things today to make sure that we're protecting the meat. Now the first one is that we're going to leave this fat cap on here, and we're going to make sure that that crisps up nicely and adds a lot of flavour to our meat. We're also going to leave this membrane on the back of these ribs. That's going to help protect it a little bit more and just make sure that we are having a better finished product at the end. So to start off with, we're just going to add a bit of a binder today, and we're using a little bit of melted butter. We're going to brush that butter across the whole rack of lamb. So we're going to cover the back of those rib membranes, we're going to cover the fat cap, and the purpose of this is just to make sure that our rub is being added just nice and thinly, it's nice and consistent, and that it's really sticking to this meat so that we can make sure that the flavor that we get here is just going to be out of control. Now when we're cooking lamb ribs, one of the main differences is that we're not going to take this too far with the internal temperature. We're going to pull it off today at a nice medium rare, and that's going to make it perfect. So now we've brushed our butter consistently across the whole lamb rack, we're going to go ahead and add our rub today. So we're using Misrubins White Magic, which is a fantastic rub, full of flavor. It has a nice kind of citrusy, savory hit, which I've never found in any other rub that I've ever encountered. So it's a really, really good one. What we're going to do today is we're going to cover the whole rib with this rub. We're going to make sure that we're giving a nice consistent layer across the whole rack of ribs. Now this Misrubins rub, it's a really fantastic one. You can use it on all different kinds of protein, you can use it on vegetables, you can use it on just about anything. It's quite subtle in its own way, so you want to get it nice and thick. You want to make sure you're adding plenty of flavor on there, and you want to make sure that you are just consistently covering the whole rib. Now this rub was made in 1935, it's got plenty of history, and just like the rest of Misrubins recipes, it's fantastic. So now we've got a nice coverage across our whole rib. What we're going to do here is actually add some butter on the outside. Now I've also added some of that Misrubins rub into our butter, and I've chopped up some rosemary as well just to add a little bit of flavor. We're going to cover this rack of ribs everywhere where the flesh is showing with this butter compound. What this is going to do is it's going to add a lot of really fantastic flavor into our meat, but it's also going to help protect some of that lamb as we're cooking it. What we want to make sure that we're going to do is get it nice and evenly layered, and we're not going to worry about putting it over the fat cap because that's already protected with the fat of the lamb there. So we're going to add it nice and consistently and just get it ready to put in that smoker. Now the last thing we're going to do before this rack goes in the smoker is just wrap up these exposed bones with a little bit of foil here. Now this isn't going to do anything for the flavor of our lamb today, but it is just going to make it a little bit more visually appealing. So throughout the smoke process, these bones are going to brown up a little bit, and this foil is just going to protect those bones and make it a little bit more appetizing when it comes time to serve. So we're going to go ahead now and we're going to add our lamb rack into an aluminium tray, and we're going to put that on the smoker at about 225 until it's 135 degrees internal temperature. When you're hitting at about the 100-degree mark, you're going to want to go in and flip your lamb rack here just to make sure we're getting a consistent smoke coverage. So we're going to keep that lamb smoking until it's hit our internal temperature, and then we're going to go ahead and remove it from the smoker and get a cast iron frying pan just searing hot. We're going to put it on a little bit of oil, and we're just going to hit this lamb with a sear on each side. You're only looking at maybe 30 seconds to 60 seconds each side. And the point of this is just to make sure that all of that amazing rub that we've got on there, that butter, all of the flavors that are in that lamb are going to just crisp up a little bit on the sides and we're just going to give it a really nice attractive look and a really nice sort of bark on the outside there. We also want to make sure we pay particular attention to our fat cap there. Make sure that we've got a nice sear across the fat cap so that it's not rubbery, it's not chewy, and we're making sure that it's nice and rendered there as well. So we've taken our lamb rack, we've given it the sear. Now we're going to go ahead and cut between these bones and make what we call lamb lollipops. And as we have a close look here, you're going to see that wall-to-wall pink. It's that perfect rare, some delicious lamb here. Look at that, that's perfect. Exactly what we're looking for. So now we have our finished product. We've got this perfect lamb. It's an amazing medium rare across the whole rack. And we've got our white magic from Misrubins here, which has given it plenty of flavor. It's got that nice citrusy kick, but you still got plenty of that lamb flavor coming through. Now, if you want to get some Misrubins for yourself, you can go ahead and check out their website if you're in the US, or if you're anywhere else in the world, make sure you're heading across to Amazon and ordering this incredible rub for yourself.